crafters, it's Alexa from Hearts Crafts and welcome to my Tuesday night live. Just trying to bring me up on another device so I can try and see your comments. Here we go. Another device so I can try it. Okay. Oops, turn the sound down. Here we go. Right. Okay. Well, welcome. Please do say hello as you join me. Tonight I am carrying on with my card styles series. We've got tonight and next week left, and then I should have done all 14 styles that I wanted to teach on. And oh, hang on a second, just gotta let the cat in. Hello, puss. Sorry about that. So yeah, hi Anne-Marie, how are you, darling? Oh, can't wait to catch up with you all again. So yeah, so as I was saying, we've got 2 weeks left on the card styles, this week and next week. So these ones are a little bit more involved than what we have been doing, so it'll be fun. And just quickly, for those of you who missed this going up on YouTube last week, I had a bit of an issue and it didn't save to my phone, so I couldn't put it up on YouTube. So I do apologise. But anyways, before we do start, I wanted to show you what I've been working on during the week. And yeah, one of my friends, we'd been FaceTiming and making a little mini album together, and I have finished mine, so I thought bit of show and tell, and I will show you. So I'm going to turn this around. Hey Jenny, how are you, sweetheart? I'm showing off our albums. I'm just going to flick it around. Here we go. Right. I think you all can see. How's that? Right. So here's my little album that I finished on the weekend, and I had used for these beautiful flowers our lovely punches that we have. If you ever want to see how I make my flowers and stuff, please let me know, leave a comment, and I will quite happily show you how I've made these flowers. With the leaves, I've used dies. Whoops, now I'm dropping it all. Sorry for the noise. I have used some dies, and this is also the Ornate Garden Suite that I've also used as well. So with this frame here, I just cut out one of the dies, and then I used the stitch framelit dies to cut out the other bit. You can place a photo in here, so this does come out, which I thought I would show you that it does come out, and you can place a photo in here. So yeah, we just used our little gems in the middle of our flowers. So I thought this is very, very cute. This is the inside cover, and I've got a belly band here, and I just cut up some 4x6 mats and place them in there. There's lots of room for photos and adding extra mats in here. And these are the border dies out of the Ornate Garden, and I use the embossing folder on here. And I think these papers are just absolutely gorgeous. I've left spaces here for journaling as well. So, and this page here we have a flip up and a waterfall. So, plenty of room for photos and a bit of designer series paper there. On this page we've got a side flip, lots of room for photos and journaling, and I've used the embossing folder again. And on this page here we have a little pocket, and I've just got some of the dies and chopped out some mats for photos. And this is the matching ribbon that comes in the Ornate Garden suite. It's terracotta tile, and there also is a green which is old olive, which is in here as well. And this is just a butterfly done with our butterfly punch. Little side flap. Here we have a flip up, and on this page we have a side flap, and on the next page we have a flip up and another pocket, plenty of room for more mats. And then on the back cover, this is the green ribbon I was talking about. I thought it would be cute to have both ribbons together, so I quite like it. This is an accordion fold, and it won't fit all on the camera, but it is an accordion fold that goes both ways, so there's more room and places for photos and journaling as well. So yeah. And I just tied it in a bow. And then we have the back of the album and the spine. So there you go. I hope you guys like my little show and tell. I had a lot of fun making this little album. It was great. I did like it. I enjoyed it. Okay, now on to our cards for this week. Now, today we're going to make a diorama card, and we are going to be using a few things. So I use the square layering dies. I also use the smooth sailing dies and the smooth sailing home stamp set. We're also going to be using My Meadow and By the Dog, because I wanted the ripple waves and I wanted this cloud to go on the card, which you'll see as it all comes together. So just got to move that there. So for our card base, there's a few bits here. Now, I already pre-cut this because my die cutting machine's quite large, and I used the largest of the scalloped edge die for that. And I'll show you what I did. And all I did was I placed it basically in the middle of the sheet. Whoops, if I can get it in there. You get the idea. So I placed it in the middle and I just ran it through my die cutting machine. Now these cards measure, I think they're 6 inches. Yes, 6 inches by 4 inches for this one and for this one. This one here is 4 inches by 5 inches for this one here. Now this is the middle piece, so just move this out of the way. Oops. Okay, so this is the front of the card. This will be the middle of your card, and this is the back of your card. And once I had cut these out, I'm then going to score them. So I just got my trimmer here with my scoring blade, and I just popped it in at 1 inch, and I scored it. And then I flip it around and I pop it at 1 inch and I scored it. For this one here, I placed it in for my scorer at 1/2 inch and scored it, and then I flipped it around again and I placed it at 1/2 inch and I scored it. Okay. And once you've done that, I got some shimmer white cardstock and I stamped out some of the boats from the Sailing Away set and to decorate my card with. And I also stamped and went to die cut this out and it moved, so I fussy cut that out. And then a little bit of the foliage that's in the die cutting set and the steering wheel. It actually is called a steering wheel. And I stamped a sentiment and die cutted that out too. I know I like to leave my sentiments and stamp these with you, but because I had to die cut them, I've pre-stamped them all. So the next thing I'm going to do, because I want to do a bit of stamping before I start burnishing and gluing things together. So on my back of my card, because we're building a scene, so maybe if I place this like this and sort of show you how I sort of wanted to build my scene. So at the back I want to stamp the lighthouse and I want to stamp the clouds and the waves. So we'll do that in a minute. So I'll be stamping in between before I start gluing. But I just sort of wanted to show you how I wanted to build this up and what my thoughts were, sort of. So it will basically look sort of like this. Oops. Actually, I quite like that like that. I might leave that like that. Oops, that's to go more on the side there, like that. So I'm going to be building up a scenery with this technique. And you can use any stamps, whatever you want to use, just to build a scenery. I have a little album I will show you that I did, which is the same sort of idea. It's called a tunnel album, and basically that's what a diorama card is. It's sort of like a tunnel card sort of thing. So I'm going to pull these apart now and we shall start our stamping. I just wanted to show you that so you sort of got a little bit of an idea of where we're going and why I'm doing what I'm doing. So it's just layers. So the first thing I want to do is actually stamp my lighthouse. And I'm going to stamp that in basic grey. I'm going to get my scrap piece of paper here because I want to stamp off. So I want second generation stamping with this, so it's not so stark, and I wanted it to look like it was in the distance. There we go, that looks great. Happy with that. And I just cleaned my stamp off with my stamp chamois, my dirty stamp chamois. I'll just pop that one away. So I don't know if I showed you the whole set, but there's all the stamps, and you've even got some, might use the seagulls as well. That might be cute. I'll leave them, actually I might do them first and do a bit of stamping off. Oops. Have a flock of seagulls flying away in the distance. There we go. I quite like that. Okay, and then I think the next thing I'm going to do is dry my block because it's wet. That's what you get for cleaning. I'm going to take my craft ink and I'm going to stamp some clouds in the background. Just randomly. Now it's not going to be, what would you say, very bright, because it's not a bright white. It's a pigment ink, but it's not really a bright sort of white colour. And I'm just placing my scratch paper on the side here, just to stamp off a bit. Now I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but it is very, very light, but they are there. So I like that. I'm happy with that. And then I'm going to come in with my Ripple water. Close up some of these inks before I get ink everywhere, because we all know me, I love getting ink everywhere. Oh well, it's not crafting unless you've made a mess, so to speak. Okay, now I'm bringing in Bermuda Bay, and it is a little bit of a slightly darker blue than this, but I might do second generation stamping with this too. Oh, maybe even third. I just wanted to give the illusion of the water in the background. There we go. I think that will do on that. And that's all the stamping I'm going to do on that one. I do want to stamp some ripples on these ones. So what I might do, place my scratch paper there. move this over a bit. Hope I'm staying in camera here. Pop that there. There we go, just to give a bit of the illusion of rippling water. There we go. Right, and I also want to do the same on my front card. Move my scratch paper over. So did everyone have a lovely Easter? I know I did. It was very quiet for us because obviously everyone's at home and unable to come and visit like they would. So, but it was still lovely. My mum and I just sort of sat around and had a lovely breakfast and some lunch and dinner. It was nice. Nice and quiet. So there we go. Now I've done that, I'm thinking I might even place some clouds. So I'll bring the clouds back. And I might place some clouds up the top on both of these as well. That might look nice, just to follow the theme through a bit. Hopefully. I mean, I know it's hard to see the white ink. But it's more of an illusion. Oops. I can get that a bit stronger. Yes, it is hard to see the clouds. I also think my ink pad could do with some re-inking. There we go. Right, clean that off. Okay, now hopefully these will be dry enough for us to work with. Now what I'm going to do is bend these sides. I'm not going to banish them because they don't need to lay flat. I just need them to lay like that. And this one I'm folding to the back. And it will place in here like that. And then this one is going to fold over both of these and it will glue like that. So I'm sort of building up a little bit of a box frame card. And the best thing about this is that when you fold it, it will fold flat and you can still put it in an envelope. So here we go. I'm going to glue my layers together. And I'm going to use a bit of wet glue for this. You can use tearing tape. I wouldn't use snail. You'd probably need something a lot stronger than snail. But yeah. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this flat and even, hopefully. And I'm going to bring the side up and just press it down. And that will adhere like that. and then I'm just going to fold that over like that. Then I'm going to grab this side and I'm just going to place some glue on here. And I'm going to fold this one over like that. There we go, and then we have our first layer done. Okay, now before I glue my boats on, I was thinking about colouring them in. Now, I hadn't tried this yet, so I'm not sure how it's going to look. And I couldn't make up my mind whether to use a Stampin' Right marker, which is Pool Party, which matches this colour paper, or to go for something a little bit darker and use Pretty Peacock and the Stampin' Blends. So I have backup if it doesn't look any good, but I really wanted to use this one. So, which is your alcohol ink marker. So I'm just going to sort of follow the line. On my boat. And I think maybe I don't like it. I did say I had backup just in case. So I think I might even just leave them the way they are. Either that, or I think I know what might look nice. I've got my soft suede, so maybe I'll use my soft suede, because like I said, I did cut a few extras as backup. Ah, that's better. Much better. I do like that. So I think, I don't know. What do you guys think? Or shall I just leave it? I wanted to colour it in, but I'm not so sure. I think I may leave it. Leave them plain. Soft suede, Jenny? You sure? Okay. We're having the soft suede on our boats. So here we go. I suppose that it will match this because I actually brought it out to colour this in. But I'm still not sure about that one either. So you'll have to tell me what you think about that. There we go. How's that? Now I do have my, I just thought I would bring in the Pool Party for the ocean, just so it blended in with the cards. There we go. Okay. I don't know. I'll think about the steering wheel. Okay, right, I'm going to attach my boats to my scene. Just a bit of glue on the bottom. And I'm just popping this one up a bit higher. Here we go. Okay, and now for the top layer of our card. I like to lay it flat so it's easier to line up. And if you notice, I'm not gluing anywhere near the score lines either, because you want it to bend. You don't want it to not bend. So I'm just pushing that down. Bring that back up. Pop some glue on this side. Oops. Now I'm just going to lay that one flat too. Make sure it's straight. There we go. And then I'm just going to place might go up a little bit more. Give it some stability. Okay, I just want to place this one here. Maybe down a bit more. Getting glue everywhere this week. Oh no, shocking. There we go. Right. Oh, it's sort of covered up. Oh, no, you can still see the other boat behind. Okay. So, I'm just going to place our sentiment up here. And it doesn't matter if this goes over a bit because it's only a 4-inch card. So, or 10 centimetres. So you sort of got half a centimetre. Whoops. I don't think I needed all that glue. Just wipe that off a bit. Let's try that again. So I was just looking to see where to place my glue, because obviously you don't want any glue too far down, because this does dry tacky and it will stick when it's dry. So just a little helpful note there. Okay, and just going to glue down my greenery. Now I am using Tombow for this bit, for the simple reason is it doesn't show that much through this, because it's Pear Pizzazz vellum paper. Oh, and I got too much glue on this one too. Because it's Pear Pizzazz, God, you wouldn't want to say that fast, would you? That's a tongue twister. Vellum paper. It does dry clear, and it does hide it a little bit because it is got a colour to it. So I might just pop a bit of glue, whoops, behind here. And just on these leaves here. Gee, tonight's a gluey night. Last couple of weeks it's been inky nights. I feel like I can't win. Okay, just as well I got a damp cloth beside me. Or baby wipe. Right, now I actually liked this hooked in here. It was sort of hooked around, wasn't it, like that? I do like that. So I'm just going to place some glue here and leave that up like that. And, okay, I'm going to, I don't have it out, so I'm just going to use my soft suede marker. I'm just going to colour in my steering wheel. Wiping off a bit of glue because I'm in a gluey mess tonight. Oh well. Right, and there we have our steering wheel. I was going to sponge this a bit, and I thought I had my early espresso here, but I don't. Oh, I know, I might use my basic grey. Just to give this a bit of an aged look. There we go. Okay. And oh, you're meant to glue. Must be still wet. Okay, probably used too much glue. That's why it's taking its time. Now I'm just going to dot my glue around. And place that on there like that. Oops. Okay. And there we have it. I know this is a very simple, you can go very elaborate, you can do one with flowers and have gardens and all sorts, but it's very cute and it does lay flat, so you can post it. It is easy to post, and on the back here you can stamp another message and write your message on here or whatever you want to do. So this would make a great mail card. I like that. Very cute. Just try and hold that down for a minute for it to glue. There we are. So that's our first card done. And as I said, I was going to show you a little mini album I have done with that technique, but it's using circle dies. And I think it's still a current stamp set, this one, but I know you can't get the papers anymore. I can't remember the name of the stamp set. Isn't that terrible? Under the Sea or something? I can't remember. So, but yeah. This is a diorama mini album or a tunnel album. So it's quite cute. And I use the Sailing Home set with this one as well. So that's just another idea of what you can do with a diorama card or storybook or tunnel book, whatever you want to call it. And you have this one as well. There's so many different styles. I was trying to look for another one that I've done where I've done it like a card and it folds open into like a shadow box, and I decorated it with flowers and it's absolutely beautiful, but I couldn't find it. I don't know what I did with it. And no, Jenny, it wasn't the one I gave you a couple of years ago for your birthday. Same thing though. It was my prototype for it. I don't know what happened to it, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, so there's card number 1. I'll just get rid of these. Now, keep these bits. You can stamp sentiments on there and use them for other projects. So never throw away your scraps. And with our next card, you will see just that. I will be using scraps. So this next card is a cascading card. Now this is my prototype where I learnt a few things of what not to do. I have made one of these and it must have been at least, I don't know, 10 years ago when I had made one of these, and I'd completely forgotten all about it until I read my list. So, and I'd forgotten how to make it. So I had a bit of a play today and yeah, sort of got the fold, sort of know what I'm doing, but we will fumble through this together and we won't make the mistakes I made. So I am also going to be using the Abstract Impressions stamp set, and we'll be using one of the sentiments out of here. If flowers were hugs, I'd send you 1,000. And this is the little die cut that I'm going to stamp my sentiment on, and I cut it from the Petal Labels die, and I used this little oval one here for that. So let's get started with this card. See, that's going to look cute like that. Oh, and the other thing I'm saying, don't throw out your scraps. I had all these flowers left over from the album, so I thought we would use these to decorate the card with. And when I say don't throw out your scraps, I really mean don't throw out your scraps. These are all my scraps here, and I thought I would use up whatever leaves I have in here. Oh, there's a butterfly in here. Maybe even use a butterfly. So we will see. Oh, there's another small butterfly. But there's beautiful die cut leaves. These might have even been left over from making the album. I know this was left over from making another album. These I was playing with. I had played with some brushos and then I punched them out to see what flower I'd come up with. I was thinking of using these in my album and I never did. So yeah, and there's some old die cuts here, some Christmas ones. So we'll see what we come up with when we decorate our card. Okay, now the first thing we are going to do is cut this in half, but we're going to cut it in half on a diagonal. Actually, we'll measure this up. I won't cut it yet. I'll score it first, but I will measure this up first. It doesn't matter. It needs to be 1 inch. So I'm just going to get my pencil and I'm just going to measure 1 inch there. And then, oh, I guess I should tell you what this measures. This is 5 7/8 by 8 1/4. Now this will have to be, which is half of an A4 sheet, so, but we will be cutting off 1/4 inch when we've done our scoring. So I actually am going to score first. I'm going to extend the arm because we will need it extended. And my first score, I'm going to score at 2 inches. Then I'm going to score at 4 inches. So basically every 2 inches I'm scoring. And I'm going to score at 6 inches. And then I'm going to take this to 8 inches. I can't see where my measurement is. If I have to do it again, I'll do it again. Looks like I have to do it again. So I'm just gonna, I was gonna line it up there, but I'll just do it on my ruler and measure 1 inch here. Okay, and I'm going to put this card, and I'm going to put this point here and the 1 inch measurement there, and I am going to cut it in half. Oh no, it didn't work like I hoped. Damn. Shall we try that again? Oh. I know this is an old olive, this one's pear pizzazz, but hey, you get that. Okay. Just going to cut this in half and try that again. And I'll do it the other way that I had done it. Oh, that's funny. Oops, don't cut it. 4 inches and 6 inches. I thought my something might have worked, but it didn't. Ah, that was funny. Okay, I don't know why I put my scoreboard away because I'm going to need it. Right, so we are still going to measure at 1 inch on this side, and we're going to go the opposite side and measure 1 inch. Right, take 2. That was, excuse me, that was funny. Now I'm going to put in my cutting groove my 1 inch marks, both of my 1 inch marks, because yes, we do want this cut on an angle. But I was being, I don't know. Yay, it worked. Okay, so you'll end up with a half a sheet like this. And they will both be exactly the same. Right. Now, the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to measure, oh, that should have been, oh, I'm really having a bad night. It should have been 2 inches, but that doesn't matter. We'll just go for 1 inch. Okay, so what I want to do, and just on this first score line, I'm going to come up and measure 1/2 inch, and I'm going to do half an inch here too, and then going to work. Hang on a second, guys. It should. Well, if this end doesn't work, we'll, yeah, reassess. Okay, so this time I'm going to come from this angled end and I'm going to measure half an inch. That's not going to work. I reckon it needs to be half of this. So half of this is we'll go 1 3/4, thereabouts. Okay, so I'm going to go 1 3/4 on this one too. Okay, right, moment of truth. I thought I had this all worked out. It's really not a hard card. So on one of them, I'm going to cut from the bottom up. And on the other one, I'm going to cut from the slant side or from the top down. But I'm just going to turn it around so it's easier for me to cut. Oh, I didn't do my... Actually, I probably could come 1 inch on this one. I reckon I could. It will give it a bit more stability. There we go. Now these pencil lines, you can actually erase them out, and we will do that in a minute. Okay. Right. There we go. Ah, and this one I didn't trim. That's quite okay. We shall trim it. Preferably straight-ish. Oh, this is so funny. It's not really, because I've got to trim this side off. So, back to my trimmer, and I'm just going to trim off my 1/4 inch. Okay, that's better. Right, now what we're going to do is actually slide these in together. Oh, actually, I might just erase my pencil lines. Okay, there we go. Take 2. And then I bet you've got one of these folded wrong. Take 3. Now that one worked. Okay. Maybe it was because I couldn't visualize it. This actually is not a hard card to make, but I'm making it look impossible. There we go. Right, that's better. We are slightly out, but that's okay. I can live with that. Okay, and there's your cascading card. So when you pop it up, it will look like that. Excuse me. Right. So, the next thing we're going to do is I want to place my sentiment on here. But I'm going to stamp it first. And I'm going to use basic grey. I actually, like I said, I thought I had early espresso out, but maybe oh, I know. I'll use Stays On. I've got the brown Stays On here with me. I think I'll use that instead. Oh, no, I can't because it's a photopolymer stamp set. It is not recommended, although you can use your Stays On with photopolymer, but it's really not recommended because there's something in the inks that actually starts deteriorating your stamps. So yeah, it's at your own risk. I've done it occasionally, but I clean it like immediately, so it doesn't damage your stamps too much, but I won't do it tonight. I've got something in this stamp. Do you know, I almost forgot my cat came and joined us. She must be on my bed. I'm just going to stamp this on here. A test run. I might just see if I can find my foam mat to stamp on. Sometimes with photopolymer stamps you can get away without stamping on a foam mat, but this one didn't look as sharp. So here we go. Now this actually only just squeezes in, so I'm glad it's a photopolymer stamp. Oh no, and it's smudged. Two sides to a piece of card. No one will ever know. Might bring it a bit closer to me so I can see it a bit better. That's better. Happy with that. Right. Okay. Now, I'm going to glue this on. I was thinking about putting this on with dimensionals, but I'm going to glue it on just to give it some extra stability. And I'm just going to pop that. Whoops. I think that's fairly central. There we go. Lovely. Right, now the flowers. Just going to bring my flowers in and see what I might like where. see if this looks a bit odd. Because it might. Okay, whoops. I don't like that big one there. Maybe that one, and tuck some leaves behind. What do you think of that, guys? Did I make you think of your birthday card, Jenny? That was last year, wasn't it? I gave you that last Easter. Oh. Lovely. You like that? Hi, Susan. Oh, it's so wonderful to see you. Okay, well, I'm going to stick these flowers down, and then I'm going to go into my stash here and place some leaves. So I've got all sorts here. Ooh, this might even look nice somewhere too. Ooh. Maybe even here. Okay, oops. I'm just going to put a block there. Give me some weight. Right. Oh, that's pretty. I like that. Okay. So, how about we glue down some of these flowers. And I think I might even glue down this Le Fleur, flourish, whatever it is. Just got to make sure I'm not going to glue it to the back of the card. Here we go. Oops. I lost my gem. Just going to pop some glue behind it. Actually, before I glue that one down, I actually feel these, they're just too close because they're both pear pizzazz. So, what else have I got here? Oh, this could be nice. Actually, if I have the flourish on that side, I might pop that there. do like that. I might pop that on there. What else? These were left over from my secret garden card. Just thinking, I really don't want this going too high. I might snip this off down here and add it again, but a little bit lower. And perhaps over a bit. And I might just glue that down. Whoops. There we go. Don't know if I like that one. What else is in here? Ooh. Ooh. That's nice. I'll pop that in there. So when you're playing with flowers, it's always trial and error. Although, I wonder if that would look good as a viney bit going along here. Is there another bit? There is. That looks okay. I like that. I might go with that. There we go. I'm obviously using too much glue because I'm getting glue everywhere. Right, that's okay because I'm going to pop a flower there. And that one or that one. No, I think I like the white one. There we go. What else do I have in my little stash of goodies here? Ooh. Oh, that one's not even glued down. Yay! We could always do that too. I think I liked it back here. Or should I cut it? Now that would look funny if I cut it. Yeah, I think I might just go for, I don't know. Ooh, I do like that. No, I think I'll go that way. Just going to hold it for a minute. I don't think it needs any more flowers. What do you guys think? There we go. I know you can't see it like that, but maybe if I put it like that. Now the same with this card, you can stamp on the back here and write your message, but I think that's quite cute. Yeah. Oh, I'm on low battery. Okay, right. So I'm just going to flip you around for a minute. Whoops. There we go. Thank you, Jenny. I'm glad you like it. So, yeah. I'll just flip this around so I can show it to you like this. Like that. Looks great. Thank you, girls. So, that was our second card and I finally got it together. I'm so glad I did. Oh, dear. Never mind. And I even played with it before. I think I'm better off with not playing beforehand. And then you've got your diorama card, whoop, which is also very cute. So there we go. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed tonight's cards and tonight's styles. So just to recap, a diorama and a cascading card they were. Just cleaning up in between. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed them, and next week will be our last week, and I can't remember what those two cards are, but you'll find out next week. Hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed any of this and you want to buy anything from this, you can go to my online store at Hearts, here's my little taggy, at heartscrafts.stampinup.net. Or if you have any questions about tonight, please email me at alexaheartcrafts.com. And I do have a website, still under construction, but you're still welcome to go and have a look. It also has links there to my shop as well, and I think it's got my email on there too. Okay, have a great week everyone, and I will see you next Tuesday night. Happy crafting! Bye for now.